Hi, my name is Miss G and welcome to the Gist on JoyNews. Now, I am somewhere on the Spinks Road at BBQ Rush. I got a nice dress from Jack Shop and a nice shoe from E&E Trends, and I'm about to have the gist with my friends. Now, top of the week, we woke up on Sunday to news that Sarkcess parted ways with Strongman. What's the big deal about it? Everybody's talking about it, from Sarkcess to Shatawale to Strongman himself throwing something they say is a shade before time. And also the issue of Shatawale having the guts to tell Ablorde stuff because he said that he's a bad influence on the youth. Then also we get to settle with Episode. Very sad indeed. He almost decided to say bye-bye to music. Is it that hard to be a successful musician here in Ghana? I'm going to have the gist with my friend here inside BBQ Rush. You want to come along with me?
Success music, although me know they see so. And you know me be she no be able to me fool.
We are at BBQ Rush. First off, it's a place I invited you to because I felt, this place is so cool. But I don't know what you make of the place.
It's cool. I think it's for cool kids.
It's for cool kids, eh?
Are you a cool kid?
I think so.
Will you bring your girlfriend?
Oh, of course.
Hey, see him. But we're going to have a drink. I have a special drink that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to invite Sifas. Sifas will give us a drink.
Okay.
From BBQ Rush. We're going to taste their drink. So if you're home and you're watching, it's located on the Spinks Road. Somewhere, would you say it's not directly opposite, but somewhere close to the GT Bank, on the Spinks Road. You find it there, and it's a cool place, for cool kids, like she said. So, we're going to have a conversation about things that have been trending this week. And okay, on Sunday, we had news that Strongman and Sarkcess had parted ways.
Yeah.
But first off, my very first concern is it's the first time, maybe I stand to be corrected. Who sends somebody off on a weekend, on a Sunday? Sarkcess does. Success music definitely does. I don't know what you make of it.
Up until now, there was a mutual agreement. We can't say Success actually.
According to them.
Yeah, we can't say Success actually sent him off.
Oh no, but the contract was over. So
yes.
It's a go, okay, but normally they renew contracts.
No, but
that's if it's a good deal.
So you think it's not a good deal?
Well, if it was profitable, as a businesswoman, I would want to, keep you there and make some more money.
Hey, you brought a lot of things in one. You said if it's a good deal and you're a businesswoman, you want profit. So basically what I read from what she's telling me is that, okay, Strongman was not a good deal. 2, he wasn't profitable.
I wouldn't say not a good deal. Maybe he wasn't explored enough to make sure the investment pays off. And definitely, I don't think it was a profitable deal. That's why the record label had to let him go. Come on, if he made them 1 million Ghana cedis even in a year, they'll probably want to keep him.
And listen to this one.
No, but you see, you could still be making someone a lot of money. But if that good relationship, which you can all see now, because after the announcement, there's been some subtle shots up and there. When you're following their tweets, you can clearly see that. There's something still going on between them. So for me, even if they were making a lot of money, I can make my conclusions from the post that both parties are throwing now.
But it was supposed to be a big deal. Your contract is over. I say bye-bye to you. It's not the first time we've seen an artist sign an artist and the contract is over and they don't renew their contract. We had High Grade Family.
Yeah.
There was Kofi Kanata there. There was Stonebwoy at certain points there. Kaki was for JMJ.
Yeah.
Even
in Nigeria, Banky W Wizkid.
Exactly, that was a bitter pattern though. It was but recently in Nigeria again, we've had Don Jazzy and Ricardo Banks. It's beautiful the way they separated, but this one seems to have sparked a lot of conversation with Sarkcess tweeting that if you have an artist supporting an artist, you should appreciate, if an artist is managing an artist, they should appreciate them. Then we have Shatawale who throws in the shade and say that if you're an artist and you have money, there's no way you'd send an artist off and all that. Looks like this one has generated a lot of conversations.
I think it's because it's Sarkcess. Sarkcess is a big brand and a very successful one at that. For Sarkcess himself, he is a successful brand and he's done well for himself. So people expect a lot more from him. And Strongman was a good talent that he signed. So obviously we're hoping that the Sarkcess success will rob of him. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. I think a lot of people know the name Strongman, but they cannot really readily say his music point out his music, but they know the name Strongman even before the face Strongman that comes.
Okay,
so,
at this point, we're going to hear what Strongman has. You know, like she said, I'm sure you're watching at home and you're like, who is this guy everybody is talking about? Let's hear his rap.
Success music, although me no ne see so. And yen na mi be shia no bia be to me fu. 99 solo ku me no ne twi so. Maswan sana afi me shia do sun so. Me do fo me hwe we ye no bia me twetwe o. Me do da makoma so nti me metete o. My boys nya sese o. Mo frɛ wa cheche o. Odo de ku me ne sene ya wo sresre o. Ocheche mami anopa kata me ho anadwofa ahofe omo meka kaseda na wada pese hwan. Why not you as ya one party pa? And one for busu abra yenum ye sikasa. Busu na ju watuma yenko hu sofo. Ampo, odo aye sempa bo mugu ahodo. Uhu guarantee kakra kan susu na ni bo. Senya hyenhye mu nyina na yeska kokko. Hey.
Omo ba ya. Me ni wodo yi ansada. So obviously one tiasia, wo betu me a hug it transformer. Omo ba ya. Me ni wodo yi ansada.
Welcome back. I'm sure you saw Strongman's song and maybe you fell in love with it. Ricky, like you heard her talk about, you know, the fact that Sarkcess is a strong brand.
When things happen or in a certain situation, you don't write certain things or you don't put out certain comments and come back and go like, how do you know I was talking to you? You don't do that as a professional. You get it. If you have issues with, you know, anybody and it's heated, you don't come out to tweet certain things all in the name of how do you know I didn't mention your
Let me
name.
take you back. It looks like when it comes to issues of tweets, he loves to tweet. I remember in 2018, just before the Ghana Music Awards, he had an issue with Hammer and he tweeted and everybody felt that this was a huge, you know, jab. And then he apologized because he said Success Music said they had a lot of respect for Hammer, and so they made him apologize.
Yeah.
At that point, I felt, okay, you are under a label, so maybe you have to do the bidding of the label. Yeah. Also, some people felt that like you can't gag an artist. That's how he feels about somebody, you know.
I think, like you said, you shouldn't gag people. Otherwise, you're going to. We are in a society where we like to control people's thoughts and opinions, which is not fair because we're going to end up having a generation or a bunch of people being fake and hypocrite. I actually want to say this, but I'll say it and then I'll go and say I'm sorry, even though I'm not sorry, and that's what I meant. Besides, wait, let me finish. Besides, footballers not necessarily being good coaches could be him. He's also a musician in this sense. Let me say the footballer. Someday, if he decides to become a coach, you should know what he said already. That he is not necessarily going to be a good coach. So it's the same thing.
Something with communication. One thing you should know with communication is, like I said, in the heat of events or you don't make comments anyhow or because you want to show that you are confident or you don't want to raise up a generation who are
timid.
But really, what is the offense here?
You see, you see that's
so you think that
yes, you don't do certain things regardless.
Shatawale is a clear example that Ghanaians actually are not really into that. What has Shatawale done? But look at his following, look at his fan base. People want to know. People want somebody who can be what and who they cannot be, because society is telling them this is how you feel, but don't let everybody know this is how you feel. Shatawale is doing everything opposite of that, and now people are feeling proud. Like, oh my God, he's doing what I'm being prevented from doing.
How many people are feeling
proud? Well, look at his fan base.
Following.
Just 3 music awards. He won what? What did he win on your show?
You see, you say
his fan base won what?
Back to beg and you feel that it is the right thing. He went back to the VGM.
I just wish he wouldn't.
The same thing you are happy about.
No, sometimes you apologize. Sometimes you apologize.
He actually the things he said, which you were excited about, he shot you and went back to apologize. So how do you feel as a fan?
No. Like I said, I'm not against apology. Like I said, you apologize because you genuinely think that okay, I think I crossed the line here. But people should not demand apologies from people. Like go and apologize. Because I don't feel like I'm not sorry. I get that one. But I'm going to say I'm sorry because you are asking me to say I'm sorry.
But in Shatawale's
and
case,
if I'm the one you offended, I will have a problem with that sorry.
But in Shatawale's case, VGMA demanded an apology though. So VGMA, well,
so that's what it would take for him to get back in business.
We're not talking about that. Let's move on. Let's move on to the tweet by Kwalkesin. Now he says managing artists as an artist in GH is never easy. Please appreciate any artist trying to push or put another artist on, and this comes on the heels of, we want to assume that it comes on the heels of that, and then he bigs up a lot of them. He mentions names of these artists, some of these artists who, you know, are doing stuff like that. And people have been asking, who sent you? You know, if it's not easy, you know, who sent you? Nobody put a knife on your, or gun on your throat or to your head and say, okay, go sign this artist, go sign that artist. Like you said, you're in for business.
I was about to say that, you know, when people go like, oh, he's trying, he's helping the industry. I ask myself that, really, you are helping the industry. You're doing business. Anybody who invests in an artist is not, it shouldn't be seen as, oh, he's helping the industry. No, it's business, because when the artist blows now, or there's a major deal that you have to sign, nobody will go like, yes, you are helping. It's business for you.
Business. You're going to take a cut.
Yes, so people should stop, you know, that mindset that, you know, Sarkcess has, or it's not easy for. No, it's business for them. They saw something in an artist, and that is why they decided to invest in. Why didn't they just pick anybody else to invest in? But they actually decided to pick someone who will fit into their business plan. So for me, if you fail, we should come out and clearly indicate that you have failed as an artist, or you have failed as a manager, or you have failed as a record label. You shouldn't sit back and feel like he was trying, or let have pity or mercy on him because why? I feel it's unfortunate.
I think this just makes us understand that. Do they really see it at all times that this is actually business you're doing? You know, because if sometimes I feel like they are forced to do that. It's like everybody expects you. You were once an underground, and where you're coming from, you know, there are other people struggling. Now
so
that you've broken through, you need to go and pull somebody up. You need to do that. So sometimes I feel like they feel forced. That's why they're like, we are helping the industry instead of seeing it as a business. And I think it's also one of the reasons why maybe they are not, a lot of them are not achieving extreme success in helping others, because they're not seeing it as the business that it is. To have proper business managers in place, structures, to make sure this investment is profitable. So it makes you question how much investment really do they put into this, besides my name being attached to yours.
Anyway, we're going to seal this conversation with a conversation with Dblack, who owns the Black Avenue Music. He signed about 3 or 4, no, they're about 5 or 7. Wait, let me try and mention. So we have Sefa, we have Frida Rhymes, we have Kobla, we have Cage, Darling Gage, we have Wise Agreed, and then we have Nina Ricci. That's about 6 already. So Dblack was going to tell us, you know, how he's managing these artists. Maybe he also doesn't see it as business, or does he? How is he doing it differently? Quickly before we move on, because I want us to talk about Ablorde and Shatawale now. You know, people have been saying that if you compare what impact Stonebwoy has had with Kelvin Boy within the short period, he also is from a reality show. Within the short period, even though he's an artist, it's more enormous than what Sark has done with.
I don't know what people mean by that anyway, because if you compare how long has Stonebwoy artist, this is Kelvin Boy, has also been in existence or been under the label as equal as Strongman, 2 years. What more has...
Is it up to 2 years?
Yes, it's almost 2 years. Yeah, okay. It's 2 years actually. What more has Kelvin Boy done? How much achievements does Kelvin Boy have beyond?
But I think it's not fair to judge the two of them. They're doing two different things, you know. Currently Ghanaians are more into music, dancing. Somebody who sings, you're going to pick their interest.
Could it be the rap factor?
So yeah, rap, and then Kelvin. I'm not saying both of them cannot be successful, but I think it's just not fair to pick somebody who would usually feature on somebody singing the chorus or something, and then they pick it up. I don't think it's fair to compare the two of them.
I think Sarkcess knew what he was going in for. Sarkcess himself is a rapper. He himself as a businessman is a rapper, and I can say for a fact that he's even bigger than Stonebwoy, who is a singer. So I don't want us to compare or think that because one person is singing or has been signed to sing and another has been signed to rap, one person will do better than the other. For me, I think it's not a fair comparison. What it is, I signed you because I feel it makes business sense. I need to make that count. Nobody cares whether you are singing or you are shorter or you are no.
Let's move on to Ablorde and Shatta Wale. So the Ace guitarist felt that Shatta Wale has got a huge following, and so he should use it properly.
Yeah.
He thinks that, and this is a story by Showbiz. He thinks that the lyrics he puts out there, his attitude, his behavior, the way he carries himself, has become bad influence to the huge numbers that he's got, and everybody knows that the SM fans are real loyal fans. At least from the Film Music Awards, you saw what happened.
I think it was not fair. It was not fair. If I'm not Shatta Wale, but I even felt bad reading that, because can he measure? Can he really say that, okay, this is my report, these are the times that he influenced, and these are the things he made his people do because it's Shatta Wale? You can say he's an influencer to his fan base, and so he should use it positively. He should look at ways to get them to do positive things. Or even say more positive things, like sometimes you can try to be, these are the instances where I support being politically correct. These are the only instances, like you telling somebody, you look more beautiful today, and not you look beautiful. Otherwise, you're like, other times, how was I looking? Was I all good?
Yeah. It's the same thing anyway.
No, but you see, more beautiful, like you've always been okay, but today I think there's something extra. No, that's why I've said the time, these are one of the instances that I support being politically correct in your statements. Because when Shatta Wale decides to take offense, like he is right. You are telling me that
actually,
I'm a bad influence.
Yes. He posted a tweet that's got a lot of people wondering why is it that, but he spelled the man's name wrongly. I'm sure he doesn't know him. I want to think that he doesn't know him, because a man of that magnitude, this is not your usual pundits, where you can, take swipes. That this is an internationally acclaimed guitarist. Work with Artiste'S, been there, done that, and he's more like your father, who's supposed to call you Shatta Wale.
You see, but you see, Miss G, this is the reason why I feel that Uncle Ablorde should have, been spoken about this. Should have spoken better about this issue. No, because don't forget that Shatta Wale is also a brand and a business. No matter how he's dealt with his things, you are telling me that I'm a bad influence to people.
Of course,
should brands work with me when I'm a bad influence to people?
Of course, these are the people who are supposed to also, set the tone. When you find yourself in an industry where there are no laws, there are no structures, you can wake up and say anything. Ask yourself, in other sectors or other industries, do you think any manager or any personnel can just wake up and say anything they like because they feel that they are an influencer? No. You see, but it's only in our space or in showbiz that, yes, of course, even as a
another person should be gagged.
Even of course, as a footballer, there are certain comments when you make, because there's a structure or there's an industry, when you make certain comments, even racist comments at people. Let me land. Do you know that here or now, Shatta Wale can say Shatta Wale has spoken against, or he's mocked cripples, he's mocked almost everybody, and nobody cares. Nobody can put him on his toes. So for me, when people of this level, or people who have this status, come out to say some of these things, it means a lot to me.
Has he spoken to him personally?
It is not about speaking to him. Does he speak to people personally before mocking them, before saying all sorts of things to them? You see, sometimes let's deal with the issues, not because we feel sentimental.
So do you agree that? So do you agree that he's a bad influence to people?
Of course, to an extent, because the kind of brand that he actually stands on, or he actually holds now, there are so many things he shouldn't be doing. As a
then your platform honored him.
No, but
honored a bad influence.
We honored his work. We honored his works. We didn't honor his attitude. You get it? Yes.
Let me read the
including his fan base.
Of course.
The people he influences badly.
Of course.
They voted for him.
They voted for him.
No, let me now read that tweet that Shatta Wale posted, and I'm reading it just for the sake of those who haven't seen it, not because I enjoy some of the words in there. He says, I wish certain things GH artists they talk, they can say it in my face, like they slap them go chop. Poor industry with poor mentality. Now he spells the man's name Ablorde, which is not the way to spell his name. He's Ablorde. Shatta Wale.
He was trying to spell alkaline. Yeah, he's a dancehall artist. Alkaline.
So he will slap alkaline. He says alkaline. Maybe he's not referring to him. Okay. If I meet you and you don't tell me what you said, you go see slap and get the hype. Then he insults him and calls him jealous. And for me, I don't know. I don't know. But do you think that Shatta Wale thinks that he's untamable, he's untouchable? Because we've seen a lot of artists, tell, Dblack several times have told the young artists, things. Yeah. We've seen people call out, people say, look, you need to be focused, you need to be this, blah, blah, blah. Why does it become an issue every time someone says something to Shatta Wale?
I don't know why.
Even two wrongs do not make a right. Even. Because let's say what Uncle Akabule said is wrong.
Why are you calling him uncle?
Please, like he said. So let's just say that what he said was, or how he said it, not really what he said, but even how he said it was wrong. I think he could have handled this better. I do agree that he could. Besides this, I mean, this is not nice. Even to a younger person, even to an upcoming person, you shouldn't say things like this to the person. You're threatening to beat people. I think he can even go to the police and have a case against you.
You see, so it comes back to what I was saying, that we need to put people, right from the word go, we need to always put people right. We leave things like, okay, let's allow, or this person, because sometimes when we are having conversations or when people need to take certain actions, they go like, let me go the Shatta Wale way. And even those statements alone does not sit down well with me. Why do you always want to do negative stuff or something out of the ordinary and you name it, let me go the Shatta Wale way? Charlie, right now they will make wild and do the Shatta Wale things. Come on, clearly, it tells you that whatever action it is, it's not accepted. Why do you want to go the Shatta Wale way? What does it mean? What is it?
Ricky, you see me, what you just said makes sense. Of course, I've also heard people say that. We all know people who say things like that. But it makes me more concerned about how independently minded people are. That one person can have that much influence on you. So what happened to your own thinking?
You see, Akabule is saying that confidence you're giving people is negative confidence.
So he said you should channel it properly and give them a positive, something that's positive.
I agree with all that. I agree with Shatta Wale being an influencer. I think he's one of the biggest influencers we've had.
But let's get your claim, your cases. Look,
I think that he should have said it. He probably, first of all, even have a personal conversation. If you don't see anything or how he responded to you, then you can think of going public with something like this. Because don't forget that Shatta Wale too is likely to think that this man wants to trend and is using my name. So let me also give it back to him. He's not going to do the trending alone.
Finally, before we go, the issue of episode. Reggae dancehall artist said he almost said bye to music, but for his mother. And I've been asking just one question. Is it that hard to survive as a musician here in Ghana?
Ms. G, if you decide to follow your passion, or if you call it, because in the statement he actually came back to say that if not for the passion he had for it, I'm like...
But he says nothing is working. He says when nothing is working for you in the music business, you feel like giving up on something you love to do best. And that was the state I got to last year.
Yes, you see, he's still talking about passion. When you claim it is your passion and you don't see it as business, then
you don't expect to make money.
Don't stop complaining, because it's your passion. Once it's your passion, do it till eternity. You don't just feel like I have a talent, so you go into the studio and then you record and you expect, boom, all of a sudden things to be going on well with you. And that is what people miss. When you do that consistently, you'll be going back and forth with your career.
Basically, he hasn't looked at it as business.
He hasn't. Still, a lot of them. Because if he understands what this business is all about, I don't think he'll be going back and forth with himself. For me, I think he's a good artist, one of my favorite, dancehall artists, even beyond dancehall. He does very good music, but I keep asking myself, you keep struggling because you always expect people to help you.
I think that Episode is a very great, talented musician. I enjoy his music too. The frustration he's going through is something that anybody in any industry, when you know that you're actually good, but it's not paying off, it can be very frustrating and even depressing. When you're working hard and you're not seeing any visible success, it's heartbreaking. So I really feel his pain. But like you said, he should start seeing this as a business. I was surprised when I read that he he's a fine artist. Like he can paint,
and that's where he makes
both
money.
digitally and then everything with on a canvas. Why are you looking to do only music? Look, all over the world, I keep telling people that I think that music pays international artists so much, but besides the music, whether music or actress or a speaker or a preacher, it is the merchandising that makes them more of their money. You use your fame to sell your everything that you can create, and now you're an artist. Sell it, do it alongside, because the music you're doing, you need money to invest in it. So how about you do it alongside? Yes, you're passionate. The passion is what is going to prevent you from dropping it, no matter how tough it is. The passion will keep you going, but you need money to keep going. Miss G, Ricky, you guys know that if the artists will be very truthful to you, the industry really, the money, the figures playing around, it can be better.
Anyway, so that will be it for the gist. I'm sure we're going to end with a song from Episode. Maybe you get to fall in love with him and patronize his music, and so that he will, not quit music, because I think he's a very, very energetic performer. Now, you heard from Ama Ablorde. She is a TV host, like a beauty queen. Hi! She's a TV host, she's a producer. Very soon we are seeing her content on television, The Dream Wedding. I can't wait to see it, and I recommend it to some people.
You already had your wedding.
So I said recommend it to some people.
Yes, so recommend people who are ready to get married.
And also Ricky is
a taste maker.
Okay, and he's promised to bring his girlfriend to BBQ Rush. But Ricky is part of the team that put together the 3 Music Awards. Actually, he's Sadiq, the founder's right-hand man. He's an associate producer. He used to be with Empire in Takoradi. Now he's in Accra. Very soon you hear him on one of your stations, a station close to you. My name is Miss G, and we are wrapping up with a conversation with Dblack on Artiste'S management. How difficult is it?
Hit platinum and I'm minimal. Boy act like animal. Yeah, we hate gun but we on track. I know fat Joe so we not go lean back. Tell them say them nah go see we did. No, nah go see we did. Yeah. Go on if you lot turn back. Have no wife in try to be la act. Tell them say them nah go see we did. No, nah go see we did. Yeah. Change color, see we change color to the enemy. Avatar. We change color, now we change shape to any boy we no like we. Avatar. We change color, see we change color to the enemy. Avatar. We change color, different color to anybody we no like we. Avatar. Feed this about me happy to kill all of them. Just ask me should we were ranking an episode original bad man attitude kick us the face off with me shoe. Boyfriend on they can't take me for fool. 26 feet done on that big stone from you. This with you done, then your history gone. Be a punchline, but the blood clot can't speak. When the vice boss all of your fans can't speak. Come to the right road, they say you salute them once.
I told you that we're going to continue the conversation on Artiste'S management on the heels of what had happened started on Sunday. So this week we thought that he has a lot of artists under his belt, and definitely he would have much knowledge on Artiste'S management, the issues that come with it. How are you doing, Dblack?
I'm fine.
So Wise agreed,
Richie,
Safa,
Nina Richie, Free Rhyme, Safa.
Yeah. And
there's 2 producers, DJ Breezy and Ronnie Turn Me Up. Yeah.
None has left yet?
No.
Well, how come we heard rumor that somebody is exiting or something?
Who is exiting?
We don't have the name yet, but we're told that somebody is leaving or somebody has left.
Nobody's left. But for me, running a label, for me, is not really like entirely a money-making venture for me. It's about helping those who couldn't help themselves to get to a certain point, to continue the journey on your own. So everybody has a 5-year contract.
Wow.
But there's a clause in there whenever you feel like you've gone to a point where you feel like you want to go out there on your own, you can go out there on your own and do your thing. So I don't know about anybody leaving, but if anybody feels like it's at that point, you're ready to take the world on by storm, it's fine.
It's not a money-making venture for you.
It's not entirely.
Entirely, to some extent, it is.
If it was about the money, I wouldn't invest in artists and give them the kind of contracts that I give. I don't think I earn more than 30 or 35% of anybody's contract. You know, the artist always makes more money than the company, my company. I don't know about other people's agreements, but I feel like because I'm an artist myself, I understand. I'd rather the company, which is an entity, get their money in the long run so that the artist benefits. And you know, you have to live a certain, when you're a celebrity, you have to live a certain lifestyle. You have to be able to afford certain things so that the people or the fans would want to emulate you. So if you're giving an artist a contract where they're making only 20% of their earnings, how are they going to be able to look like the star that they're supposed to be? You know, so you give them 45, 50%, 40%, so that they can also. So I say it's not entirely a money-making venture. This is one of the reasons. Secondly, I own 100% of my music. I can invest that money in myself and earn my 100%. You know, all the artists are new. Most of them are new besides Wysa. And they're not at the point where they can make more money off performing than I would. And if I did it, that 100%, it's up to me to decide how to disperse it. However, I only make 30% of my signee, whose revenue is way less than mine. So why don't I just take all that money, the hundreds of thousands, and spend it on myself? But I don't, because I want to share and be able to help other people.
So in your case, then Sarkcess's claim that, or his tweet that we need to appreciate artists who have signed on artists.
Yes, you should. Because for me, I took a backseat from the music industry for about 3 years. And the final year, which was last year, was solely because I was ready, but it was solely because I wanted my artists to be in the limelight more than I did. I didn't want to come out and start a record label with me in the forefront. I felt like it could overshadow new artists who people haven't even heard of yet. I wanted them to put out their music, their videos for a year before I came back in. So artists who have already made it sacrifice. You know, and this is an example of a sacrifice that an artist will make. Will sacrifice their careers to be able to promote other people. They sacrifice their finances to be able to push it in other people when they could push it in themselves.
Now, these artists that you manage, like you said, apart from Wysa, who we knew before he got under your label, they are artists we do not know at all. And they are gaining ground, especially your female artists. They are doing well. Frida Rhymes is there. I see her, 3 music awards. Sefa was at the Glades Women of Honor. Like, they are gaining their ground.
Yeah, the females are beating the guys.
Why is that so?
You know, there's 6, 7 of them. They all come blow up at the same time. Our industry is very saturated. There's people coming from different labels, different cities, you know. So some of them will peak before others. I just feel like it's their time to shine. The rest will follow. So fortunately, unfortunately, Sefa and Frida and Nina and maybe Gage have taken the lead. And I know the rest also. You know.
How do you manage the emotions of the others who would see their colleagues rising and they might still be there?
So for me, before I work with you, I need to understand the kind of temperament. There's only 1 or 2 people whose temperament I don't like on the label. I'm not going to mention names, but you have to be a very patient person. Success is not by sudden flight. You know, you have to take your time. Everybody has his time. The label gives the same amount of money and they spend the same amount of money on each artist.
Even those who are not gaining grounds yet or have not fully
gained. Same amount of money. It's the differences are very, very little. Like for instance, Frida is about to shoot her 3rd video. Sefa has 3 videos. The difference is just very, Frida is now going to her 3rd, but Sefa is already on her 3rd. Gage has 2. Everybody else, apart from them, all have 2. So it's not really, well, apart from the new one, Osayo, he has 1. But the 2nd and the 3rd ones are shot, ready for release. So the difference is not much. I'm giving everybody the same type of push, but some will take the lead. And it's fine by me, it's fine by the whole team, the whole label understands. But every artist is different. Somebody wants to go first.
Yeah, No, so for all these artists with the kind of contract they have, you said that if they want to leave at any time, they can leave. Is there also a part of the contract that says if you also want to let them go at a point, you let them go?
Yeah, there's a clause in there. That clause just has to be. You just have to satisfy the requirements of that clause. If an artist wants to leave, there's a buyout clause, and there's a grace period. But before all that happens, I mean, we're family. I think every label should be able to have a sit down and understand the reasons why. And if it's fixable, it's fixable. If it's not fixable, then when you're working with me, there's no way we'll get to 2 years and you're not making money. You will make money. If you're working with Black Avenue Music, it will never get to that point where we're going to keep investing and you're not making money.
Are these artists making money?
Yeah, they've started making money. They're in their first year. Almost everybody's 1 year and some are less than a year, some are 1 year, like 2-3 months, and they've started making money. So there's no way you'll be under Black Avenue and not make money after 2 years.
I think I saw you make that comment that they should be ready for free shows. And if you're doing free shows and we are investing in you, then where do we get the money from? How do you make money for your own self as an artist?
There's various ways of making money. You do a free show for a brand or a sponsor, or I don't want to give out all my secrets. I don't want to talk plenty, but yeah, the free shows is to create a fan base. When they fall in love with you, the fans will be willing to pay or go the extra mile to come see you again when you have new music. So there's no free shows forever. You're doing a free show and there's people in the crowd who fall in love with you, follow you on social media, buy your music, retweet your music, and come to your subsequent shows. You start making money from there. It's not a walk in the park. It's a whole plan. The team has to draw a whole plan for you to understand what it entails. It's not just about having a good voice or being an intricate lyricist, and that means you're going to start making money. No, it doesn't work like that.
I've heard people say that this is not sustainable, especially if the artist who has a label is also vibrant. Like you said, you had to put your career on hold for a while, and last year, even when you were ready, you had to let them shine. They say it's not sustainable. At a certain point, it becomes like you're all competitors, and everybody has to struggle to find a space. And if you don't take care, there becomes some misunderstanding.
It's very true. So what I do on my label, there's nobody like me, and there's nobody like each other. Look at all of them. I have one female rapper. I have one high life R&B female singer. I have one pop singer, the females. When you come to the males, Kobla is a vocalist. He's a live musician. Gage raps, sings in like 4 languages. Whiteside is a Ga artist. Osayo is a pure R&B musician. Nobody's competing with anybody. If you had to nominate all of them, they'll all be in like different genres, like for different awards, like for an award show. Most of them will be in different categories. You probably find Sephian, female vocalist. You find Frida, best rapper. You find Whiteside.
Was it deliberate?
Yeah.
When you say you understand the business, the conversation had to be rife or became rife because of course, I'm sure you know what happened with Sarkcess Music and...
I don't know what happened. I just saw what we all saw.
So, well, we know that, they've gone their separate ways. And because you say you know the business, I remember very well that one of the things that were said in the initial stages when they were signing, that how does a rapper sign a rapper? And who gets to shine, even though one was a smaller brand than the other.
It doesn't matter. As a platform for you, the smaller rapper, to use to your advantage. Don't ever think it's the responsibility of the person that signed you to make you a star. You have to make yourself a star. You've been given an opportunity, use it to your advantage. That's just what it is. Some of these artists are just lazy and expect things to be given to them on a silver platter. You have been given an opportunity. Sometimes you sit back and look at where you were before that person signed you, and then maybe it'll hit your head and you understand that you've been given an opportunity that hundreds or thousands of people could have gotten, but you got it. So you use it to your advantage. It's your career. If the person who signed you dies today, are you not going to still be an artist? So you use it to your advantage. No excuses.
You think that's what Strongman didn't do?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying that you use it to your advantage. I said that because you said, how does a rapper sign a rapper? And I said, no. You, the smaller artists, need to make sure you use it to your advantage. Joey B used it to his advantage. Joey B was my next door neighbor. He was a rapper, I was a rapper. I signed him. I featured him on my song. He got popular. He did his own song, featured me on a song, did the next one, and he won New Artist of the Year. He took it from there. Why can't you do it for yourself too? There's no excuse.
It could also be that some of these record labels do not put them on your toes. There's nothing happening. This is a young, naive signees who probably do not know the industry that well, and they are relying on the label to, hold their hands, drag them along. Sometimes the label can also...
Sometimes you also have to put proper structures in place. You have to have people who understand the music business, also involved, sometimes come and give talks. You also have to give talks if you understand the business of the industry. You also have to talk to the artists and let them understand. Some of the artists will listen, some won't. It's just the way it is.
Do you think that but the kind of artists you have, now 7 of them, you think that some of them are also just in the haste?
Yeah.
They just want to?
Yeah. Some of them are like in a hurry. They want to go now. But, I understand the industry so much that the people who blow the quickest are the quickest to disappear. The people who organically win the hearts of their fans gradually, and people value them for their brand, are the ones who stay longer. So for me, you want to move quick, flash in the pan. The same quickness you move with, the same quickness in which you fall down with. Because like every year, there's a replacement for everyone. There's new artists coming every year. A few years ago, the new kids on the block was me and Trigmatic and EL and Zoom. Fast forward, Joey B, Papi Kojo came. Fast forward, Kim Promise, Kwame Eugene, Kiddy came. Now, there's a new crop of artists coming, Kofi Mole, La Même Gang. Yeah, the music recycles, it's always changing. Businesses are not, people with money are not investing in the entertainment industry. So when people who are already in the entertainment industry and understand it want to invest, you should be grateful. I didn't have that opportunity. Sarkcess didn't have that opportunity. Everybody, we did it from ground zero. Hustling from here to here. Please let me record, I'll sort you out later. Yeah. Somebody assigned you, giving you studio, shooting your videos, doing your promo for you. Be grateful. Add your energy that you were going to do by yourself when nobody had signed you to what the person or the company is offering, is giving you. Add all the two and move.
If you look at what you have now, 5 years contract, at all the artists you have now, you say you're a patient person, but do you see yourself saying to any of them that, look, we have given you enough, yet you haven't yielded much, so we might have to let you go?
I can let an artist go, but I don't think it will be for those reasons. That we've given you enough and you're not making enough. Nah. If it's that, when it gets to that, I would rather support you more so that you can also be a success. I don't want no failures.
I'm asking because when you brought on Wiser, a lot of people felt that you had a burden on yourself. That's what people felt. You didn't feel that way?
Okay, so Wiser was a decision that I took because I wanted the challenge. DJ Breezy was the one that said, let's do Wiser. And at the same time, Wiser was sending me his music via email. We're communicating on social media. So I hadn't decided for over 6-7 months. I decided when I went to Jamestown for a funeral or something. And all the music they were playing was like music from the community. And like 40% of the music was YS's music. But it wasn't on mainstream radio. It wasn't playing in Kumasi. It wasn't playing in Nigeria or the urban radio stations. So I was like, you know what, let's do a YSA album. Okay, cool. Breezy, you're there. I'm with it now. Let's do a YSA album, proper Afrobeats album. Let's take YSA to the world. I'm gone. YSA is gone. I love that type of music. Who's on board? And everybody was on board. So we said, okay, let's do it. So YSA is working on his album now. He had that court case late last year. His brother died this year. And he's in the studio now working on his album. And you see what we'll do with YSA.
You don't regret?
Nah, I don't.
Through the phases he went through, how did you feel? Because like you said, he had the court case, he lost his brother, he's gone silent. Ghanaians are looking at him with a certain kind of eye. You don't know whether he'll be accepted again. You don't feel, as someone who is investing, you're not worried at all, and your name also is on the line.
I believe in the music. I believe the music will speak for him. That's the truth.
You've always said that we needed a business-minded person to run the music affairs here in Ghana.
I knew you guys were going to go there.
And some time ago, we thought that really you were going to go for this. You didn't go for it. Now this opened again. The opportunity has come. Initially, we were told that because you weren't a registered member.
How do you know all these things?
Because that's what the argument was at that time, that you're not a registered member. Has that changed? And do you?
No, I'm not a member, and I'm not interested in music running music right now. I don't think I'm ready for that position. I feel like whoever is president of Musica has to be very selfless and dedicated to running Musica, and that should be their priority. I have other priorities right now. I have a record label with all these artists. I'm working on my album. I have a nightclub, I have a lounge, I have an events company, and I'm not trying to forget about those things anytime soon. I can always be a consultant or help when the right person is in power. And I feel like the person who's going to be president of Musica has to be very selfless and very dedicated. Wake up in the morning and treat it like a job. You know you are going to run the affairs of musicians in the country. 9 a.m. you go to the office and make that happen. Monday to Friday, even weekends stuff. I can't do it right now, unfortunately. I'm too young for that. But, yeah.
Oh, you don't think it's something for the young?
No, I'm too young for that. I'm only 32. So maybe in like 8 years.
Well, thank God you mentioned your age. In 8 years, you might consider it. Okay, so now, for now, we know that Mr. Simons he used to be the vice president, and now he wants to be president. You think that he's okay for the job?
Okay, so honest truth is that I haven't had a one-on-one with Mr. Simons, but somebody whose opinion I respect told me that Bessa is a very sharp guy. I have never had a proper sit down with him, but one of my people told me, yo, that Bessa guy, he's sharp. Very, very sharp. One day you should sit with him. So till that happens, I can't really say anything. I'm sure
The person who told you is an industry person?
Yeah, one of the management team in my company. Yeah, so I value his opinion. So when he told me, I was like, oh, really? And I know Richie's also running for vice
president.
And I think Richie understands the business. I think he's done very well. Record label, he's opened a lounge. He also has a creative arts school. So I think he understands the business. However, the only problem is that I was thinking about the conflict of interest. But however, it's either here and there. Let's see what happens. I'm not a member of Musica.
That's what I was about to ask you. You're not a member, so how does anything affect you?
It doesn't. See, I said this 2 days ago on radio somewhere. I was like, I'm not a member of Musica. I want a musician who's a member of Musica to sit with me and let's discuss the benefits of being a member of Musica and convince me to be a part of Musica. Because what am I missing out? I don't even know. What am I missing out of? What is TikTok getting that I'm not getting from Musica? I know he's a member. The education is not there. If you speak to any artist, I don't think even 10-15% of the musicians in Ghana can tell you the benefits they derive from being a member of Musica. That education has to be there. There's no royalty collection society. We don't have detailed summary reports of how your airplay and your royalties are. We don't like it's just all over the place. I know there's different bodies, Gamro.
Yeah, because they are not in charge of royalty.
Yeah, but music has the overall body. So you need to make sure that these people are doing their job. They're not doing it. Are they doing it?
Well, I'm not a musician, so I hardly know what's
I know they're
happening.
collecting the money from the media houses, but it's not being distributed the way it should.
You don't receive anything at all?
No. You don't even get statements. You don't get reports.
Just recently we heard that there's a huge amount of money they can't account for. How does that make you feel? These are monies coming from musicians.
Right. Whatever they're doing, their money is on to them. I've said this thing for years, and I just feel like we should all come together as a collective to try and understand what's really going on. But a lot of the musicians are not educated about how these things run, to the extent that nobody really cares as much anymore to waste their time to go and chase something that they don't understand. So the first step is making them understand, making the people understand the music business. Not even just the artists. The managers and the record labels responsible for their careers need to all understand. So that you know that you've left like your 100,000 be somewhere. Go and get it from here.
2 more questions and I let you go. One has to do with recently when Tiny spoke on radio, called you Wak. You went on Twitter and said, so what happened to him? How come you haven't heard from him in a long while? And I've been wondering how that relates to calling you Wak. Was it like you throwing a shade at him that if it was good, how come we haven't heard from him?
So Tiny writes, that's this story. And then sends me a message and says, oh, this one the hype for user for the hype. We could do song together and release. I didn't reply him because I thought it was stupid. I thought it was really stupid. But then I saw it again on Twitter and I said, okay, so if you are so amazing as a rapper, what have you been doing with your amazing rap skills? That's what I said.
So when he said that on radio, you heard it?
No, I saw it on social media. Yeah.
And then, did you ask him anything or he just hit you by himself?
Yeah, I never said anything. He just messaged me. And I'm not into gimmicks. I'm not into, I think it's cheap, you know? Make a good song and promote it, you know? I'm not into the whole...
But it must make you feel good that he wants to ride on you for hype, if that's...
It doesn't make me feel good. I think it's very stupid. I think it's a very stupid move. I'm not into that. I'm sorry.
Did you have a relationship with him before then?
He's one of the rappers that I've known longer than anyone. I've known him for over 10 years.
Did he come
Actually,
to,
more than 10 years. I've known him for like 15 years.
did his statement come to you as a surprise?
I don't know. I can't really tell.
Because you sound disappointed.
In Tiny? No, everybody has their opinion and reasons for saying what they do. It's showbiz. That's what it's about. You don't add personal feelings or emotions to it. I don't think you should. It's showbiz. It's work. It's business.
But does that also make you think that if it was good enough, because you just said that if it was good enough, you know, how come he's not making waves, or how come we are not hearing amazing songs from him?
I mean, I feel like, okay, you're sharing your opinion, I'm also sharing my opinion. And that's where it ended. It was also my opinion. And you didn't answer, so.
Because people say, well, he might be an amazing rapper, but maybe people are into some different kind of feel now that doesn't have anything to do with the kind of rap he gives.
I can't speak about his music. I don't really follow his music like that, so I can't really speak on it. But I mean, people from the old are still popping off. Sarkcess is still 10 years in the game. He's still doing his thing, so everybody can do it.
You give him everything?
Really and truly, my team works very hard. And if you don't appreciate the team and myself, then it's your loss.
Safa said you're a better rapper than Manifest. She came under a lot of, you know...
Okay, so this is how I answer this question. So yesterday, me and Manifest were working on a new song. So when we release it, then you all can judge. But
your artist said it, and a lot of people were saying she was a joke. You know, people...
Yeah, because, look, I'm not a lyricist. I'm not into dropping punchlines. I could do it, so I'll do it with him on a song. We started working on it yesterday.
Did you start before that question?
Okay, so we did one like on my first album in 2010. Since then EL did one with me, him, Manifest, Sarkcess, EL. It's called The Chosen. You should go watch it on YouTube, read the comments, see. So this will be the third time me and him are doing something, but this time it's just me and him. So as soon as I saw those comments, I was like, yo, let's do a song. This is the last song on my album. We're doing it now. So I sent him.
So that comment generated the song.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dblack, for having us.
Too.
And we hope that Black Avenue Music does extremely well, and all the brands that you have, flourish, so that the 30% you're receiving, we can come for 2%.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. And that'll be for the Just here on the JoyNews channel. We are back tomorrow with some more at 8:30. Make a date.
Let's end it.
Okay. So that'll be for the Just here on the JoyNews channel. We are back tomorrow, Sunday, at 8:30. And remember, it's Easter, so we are back with Kwame Eugene and Kiddy. They are celebrating Easter with us. Pick a date tomorrow at 8:30. It's on DSTV channel 421. My name is Miss G. Have a good evening.